You know, so many times we put different views on how good or how bad something is. We almost put it into this system of a chart saying that, okay, so drinking is this bad. Okay, so you're only that bad of a person if you go out drinking or whatever you're having. Because we got to put labels on everything. I mean, everything has its own little deal we have to do. And then we make one a little bit higher, be like, okay, so how about this? So drinking is this bad, but drugs, man. Drugs will get you up here. So, okay, so really what, and as Christians, ain't that what we label other Christians as? Oh, we're not as bad as that person. Oh, we're going to heaven. We're not near as bad as that other person, what they're doing. So what do we normally put on these big ones? How about this one? One of the big hot topics nowadays is homosexuality. Homosexuality. And, I mean, it just gets worse and worse. And to a lot of Christians, the next one is a little bit lower. But it's one that you, especially around where we live at now, we hear of every day. Murder. Now, that might seem kind of weird to some people, but isn't that the society we live in now? Where this is actually worse than this. Or this. Or this. But if you actually look into them, they're all sins. But one that not a lot of people talk about. And as Big Daddy Weave said in their concert the other night, he was a big daddy. And so many times we forget about gluttony. And that's just the way it goes. And see, we always have to put, oh, this is worse than this, and oh, this isn't as bad, or I'm not that bad a person. But what we always forget is sin. So I want to show you from a different angle. So we see all this. We see drinking, drugs, homosexuality. Then we see murder. Make a little 3D here going on. And so many times we have to put labels. We have to do everything. I'm not doing as bad as that, like I said. So I want to tell you what. You see how those are all 3D? We're going to show you what God looks at. Because we all got to put it on scale. It's all got to look different to us. And it's all got to look perfect. Like I'm not as good as this person or not as bad as that person. And that's not what God looks at. So I want you to look at this. Nice little scale, eh? I want to show you what God looks at. So God's looking at us from heaven. And all he sees is a sin. He doesn't see what our flesh puts into it. And that may seem like nothing to some people, but I want you to take that scale and I want you to look at this scale from above. So guess what? Drinking, drugs, homosexuality, murder, gluttony. Now see, God's looking at them from the top view. There's no gauge on them. There's no this is worse, that's not as bad. They're all sin. And we forget that so much in the life we live. We have so much to do with even what we're doing in church and everything going on in our lives. It may not be as bad as anything on this page. Well, guess what? Sin is sin. And that's what we all have to remember. So what would happen if we stopped judging people so much based on what their sin is and start worrying about what our own sin is our lives? And that's what I have to say for today.